Breaking news. You won't believe the latest buzz surrounding the Minnesota Vikings. This just dropped, and we have all the details for you. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any game-changing updates. Trust me, you're going to want to stay tuned for this one. The rumor mill is on fire with speculation that Aaron Rodgers could suit up for the Minnesota Vikings in 2025. According to some of the NFL's top insiders, Rodgers is intrigued by the possibility of playing in Minnesota. And guess what? The Vikings have at least considered the idea internally of bringing the 41-year-old superstar QB into the fold for next season. But hold on, not everyone is buying it. ESPN's Adam Schefter isn't convinced. Speaking on ESPN FM 94.5 Milwaukee, he threw cold water on the idea, saying, "I'm not even including Minnesota in the Aaron Rodgers conversation until I have a real reason to. Right now, there's no solid evidence to suggest this is something we should take seriously. Sure, anything can happen in the NFL, but I just don't see this as a primary option." Minnesota is locked in with J.J. McCarthy. And that's the key factor here, J.J. McCarthy. Let's not forget, McCarthy was the 10th overall pick in the NFL draft. He was in serious contention to start last season, and Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell has made it clear that McCarthy is the future of this franchise. That said, Minnesota is still looking to bring in a veteran quarterback to pair with McCarthy, just in case he needs more time to develop after recovering from his meniscus injury. But is Rodgers really that guy? Rodgers isn't exactly the ideal bridge quarterback. If the Vikings brought him in, it would mean pushing back McCarthy's development another year, or, even worse, setting up a messy situation where McCarthy outperforms Rodgers in camp, leading to a major quarterback controversy. Meanwhile, other teams in the mix don't have that issue. Both the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants are actively searching for a new QB, and Rodgers could walk into either situation as the undisputed starter. Schefter continued, "I think the top options here are the Steelers and the Giants. But before we even talk about Minnesota, the question remains, does Rodgers even want to play? People assume he does, but to me, it shouldn't be this difficult. If Pittsburgh wants you, do you want them? If the Giants want you, do you want them? My best guess? He still wants to play, and Pittsburgh is the front runner. But predicting Aaron Rodgers is nearly impossible. And even if the Vikings actually wanted Rodgers, there's another issue, his timeline. According to Schefter, Rodgers isn't in a hurry to make a decision. I was told on Tuesday that it's going to take some time for Rodgers to decide. But what does some time even mean? A day? A week? No one knows. So here's the big question for Vikings fans. Would you want Aaron Rodgers in Minnesota? Even if it meant delaying J.J. McCarthy's rise to QB1? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another massive Vikings update.